Hey guys, welcome back to Psychology of Horror. Miss Sandra Bohn, the sensational Sandra Bohn,
Yes.
has come back to join me on another review. We've watched Relic, not to be confused with The Relic,
Yeah.
which is kind of a monster movie. This is very different. And even though I've let the kids cover this, I really felt like we really didn't get into what made it special and really psychological horror. So, Miss Sandra, what did you think of this movie?
On the whole, I liked it. I mean, I thought it was really cool. It's kind of confusing. Like, it's like I'm watching it and different things are coming out. I'm like, okay, I get that. But then, what about this thing? They never really explained this thing. And what about that over here? Is that connected here or what? So, I mean, it was good, but it definitely makes you think.
Constantly have something new to think about.
Yeah.
And it, of course, I'm really not one for a slow build, but
Yeah, it did take a while
there's
to
a
get
slow
up.
build.
Because at first it seems like it's just going to be an aw, poor old lady kind of story. And then it gets really weird.
I don't know. Old ladies kind of scare me in general.
Yeah. Yeah.
At the local Walmart, I'm kind of afraid of them. So this, if you're afraid of old people. But no, seriously, this does take a really deep look at Alzheimer's.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of studies how people that you are close to and trust can become these strangers
Right.
and like kind of dangerous to be around.
And it wasn't up until the point, we know there's going to be spoilers, that's okay, right?
Yeah, spoilers.
Okay. Up until the point where like she actually starts like stabbing herself and all this weird like harmful stuff, the old lady to herself. Up until that point, all of the stuff can kind of be explained away as part of Alzheimer's or dementia.
And
Because she does get violent a couple times, but that happens.
Yeah, even that kind of self-harm does happen in certain cases.
Yeah, but when you see weird black stuff underneath and she's falling apart, that's a little bit different.
Major spoilers.
Yeah. But yeah, because that's what I thought was really creepy too in the beginning. It was like, they think that it's just the Alzheimer's or the dementia or whatever, because she's forgetting things, she's being violent, she's walking off without, she's out in her nightgown in the woods and everything. And that is all very typical of people who suffer from that.
I mean,
but we see
not
the back.
necessarily. I go out in the woods in my nightgown all the time for a brisk walk.
Well, I'm not going to comment on that.
Not really, but and no, I should have silenced that phone. But we feel like there's something just off the entire time,
Mm-hmm.
and there's little hints of black mold maybe in the house.
Yeah,
but,
this weird blackness that's spreading.
and it's on that line where it could just be kind of your usual weird. When you go into an old person's home, there might be a weird smell. There might be some moldy spots. Things are falling apart.
Yeah, especially someone who's got Alzheimer's.
Yeah, this rides the line on what is usual bizarre and supernatural bizarre.
Right. Because, I mean, the way it spreads, it's not a normal mold kind of spread. It keeps, reappearing like on the walls. And then it went away that one time too, I think.
I had to take a second viewing. My first viewing, I was really more watching the kids' reactions. So worth it.
No, but see, one of the things I'm not quite sure on is
Mm-hmm.
we get the whole flashback to the old house out in the woods. And that's kind of where
or a dream.
No, because she was saying it was a house out there where
Okay.
the old man died or something all alone.
Yeah, okay.
And so I was trying to decide if the old man was the thing that then cursed the house, or if it was already out there and that's why he died. And so it just kept perpetuating, because that kind of makes sense, because if it's already out there, it killed the grandfather or the dad of the old lady. Anyway, family related. But then she stayed there and it passed to her. And then at the very end, when she peels her, which is so gross, and they're laying down in this bed, the daughter of the mom, who's the daughter of the grandma, it's very confusing, sees this black spot like back on her neck. So it's like then it passes to the mom. So it's like going through this family thing. So is it part of the family, or is it just some evil entity that just likes this family?
The funny thing is, when somebody gave me this copy, a completely legal copy of this movie, they also gave me Hereditary.
I don't know that one.
And I couldn't tell which was which by the description, because this seems like it could have been called Hereditary.
I mean, Hereditary, yeah, we're passing it down through the family, right? But yeah, so I was a little confused about how it originally started, but I did like that it kind of kept going through the family like that. And it was kind of interesting because the mom was a little estranged from the grandma, but then the daughter was a little estranged from the mom, but in the end, they actually stay together, which I thought was kind of cool. Like, because the daughter leaves, she's like, I'm leaving, I ain't staying with this. And the mom's about to leave when she's like, that's my mom, and I still love her, even though she's this crazy evil thing who tried to kill me, and so she stays, and then the daughter comes back. So they're all three there at the very end.
This reminds me of my life now.
Okay. I don't even need to know that. I just thought it was interesting, a little bit of the power of love, and overcoming evil. Yeah. That's where I was going there.
There could definitely be a sequel here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you're
I don't know if it would be any good, though.
If you're into peeling your parents, this might be a great sequel.
There are some really nasty things where I was like, oh, like just the breaking of bones and things like that. Oh, God, that was seriously nasty. But no, though, the getting lost in the house thing.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Holy crap.
If you don't like tight spaces.
She goes in this closet and then it keeps going and it's a separate whole house inside the house, but it doesn't make sense because the walls are closing in and doors don't open, and she has to pass her way through the drywall to get back into the normal house. And that's just one of my worst nightmares, being stuck in this house that just doesn't make sense. So yeah, that was kind of creepy. I was laying in bed watching it wincing.
And of course, if you watch this movie, somebody's eventually, within the next couple of days, going to be like, you got to get in there and clean out that closet.
You're like, no, I'm not. Because then there's the part about the little boy who gets stuck in there, too.
Yeah.
And I wonder if he kind of went through the same thing. He didn't just get stuck in the closet, which is enough to traumatize anybody.
He was locked in there and terrorized, apparently.
Right. Because probably he was seeing the same thing.
We don't get the whole story on that. Yeah. He was just completely traumatized and would not go.
And wouldn't even go back in the house again.
I had a thought and I lost it. Oh, my daughter, when she said seen it, because the blackness is kind of right above the fireplace where they escape, and so she has a little fireplace in her room, non-functioning, but she was terrified of what's going to happen. She was watching that fireplace for days.
Yeah, things we do to traumatize our kids.
And this was on accident. Imagine all the times on purpose.
The other thing I really noticed was something about the significance of the water. Because if you watch that,
said that.
I did mention that last time. Because at the very beginning, she's flooding the house, and it's Christmas time, and she's standing downstairs in front of the Christmas tree, just in her bathrobe because she forgot the shower was on or whatever. Okay, Alzheimer's, right? But then every single time there's significant running water, it's bam, right after that there's something evil that happens. And so I couldn't get the significance, but I know there's something there. I don't know what the writer was thinking, but because then she's in the bath later, and that's when she starts to and then
it could be related to the moldiness of
right.
Because if you have flooding, you're gonna have moldiness, and you gotta make sure all the bad stuff is out. I don't know.
Black mold is really bad for you.
Yeah.
But so is evil entities.
It'll really make you think when you watch it. So, do you have any final words on this? Recommendations?
I really want to talk to the dude who wrote the script. Get his ideas on what's going on here. Yeah. Because there's so many different things that can be seen so many different ways. Yeah, it's a lot to think about. I'm going to have to watch it a few more times.
I think I'm going to have another viewing too. You could really watch it, just look over it on the side of the screen to see what else you're missing. It's one of those that's worth multiple viewings.
Well, even the first time around, I didn't realize the stupid window part, that they took the window from the old house. And then it was the second time I watched it, I was like, oh, how did I miss that the first time? Probably because I was on my phone. But that's why you have to pay attention in movies.
Well, thank you for joining me again and giving some insight from
your
point of view. And hopefully you can join us for some more scary movies here in Psychology of Horror. And I hope that you watch and enjoy the movie as well. I look forward to seeing what you think. And we'll see you next time.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.